Ready to talk personal?
I'm ready to talk
Hairlines?
medical. I guess.
Okay, so this is the video, obviously, that everybody has been asking us a ton of questions about, and basically medical tourism in Turkey, why we're here, why we chose Turkey.
One of the reasons, yeah.
Yeah, one of the.
I guess it probably is the reason. Okay, that's
It's our honest experience, why we chose it. We're going to kind of go through like what it included, how we figured out what we were going to do, where, and what's next. So we're going to get down and dirty. And then also, always, we've been asked by multiple people about a question and answer a little bit too, which we're completely down to do. So if you have questions watching this video, just put it in the comments and then we'll do a video to answer all of the questions.
Yes, we do have a little bit of a script today. There's some specifics that we want to cover.
If you haven't noticed, we ramble.
Yes, so we have
lose thought.
We have a little bit. Well, we have multiple thoughts. No, we lose thought. There's just too many thoughts. So, Courtney, why don't you kind of kick it off on
I've just been hinting at this for a while, even going to other countries to get the surgery done. Your chances of being botched in America are just as high as being botched in another country. And so what I kind of looked at was where are the areas that people from all over the world go to get world-class surgery from world-class surgeons. And so finally, when this all happened and we decided to slow travel, I literally said Turkey, and you knew exactly what that meant because I'd been hinting at it. So then I got serious. I started looking at social media platforms of Turkish doctors and their work. I started reaching out to the ones that I liked, clinics that I had really high accreditations, hospitals that had great accreditations, and I just started messaging people. And if you've ever done this or want to know how you do it, it's all going to be through WhatsApp, which was really weird. So I did all of it. And then I found the doctors that we really liked.
Yeah. And I mean, you said it very simply, and I know the process wasn't simple, but I think I realized how serious you were just on the research. And, as you get to know Courtney, and for those of you that do know Courtney, like health, beauty, wellness, it just oozes out of her and it's in her and it's all a part of who she is, which is what we love. And so wasn't foreign to me when she started doing all this research and deep diving into that. And I think that's when I realized how serious, all this was, and Turkey was going to be our, Istanbul was going to be our first point of this venture, as we move through. And so, but I think that gives me the confidence of this place and the things and I think, it may seem like, hey, in 30 days we sold a home. Hey, in 30 days we are going to Istanbul. Hey, in 30 days we did this surgery. But the amount of work that she's done and research that I've jumped into as well, in this, I think got us rolling in here. So
as far as why you decided to do this, I think it was at first he thought it was really crazy, but then I think after that first doctor consult that we were in our bathroom and you actually got to talk to the doctors, the coordinator. It's not a doctor that we ended up going with, but I think after that first video, I think it really hit Chad that, hey, this is really something we could do.
Yeah.
And Turkey, in case you guys don't know, it's one of the biggest destinations in the world for medical tourism, cosmetic and surgical procedures. These doctors do thousands of these procedures, not a couple. They don't specialize in a lot of things. They're usually very focused on certain procedures, from dental work, hair transplants, and then other surgical procedures. So full body transformations, which would be me.
Yeah. And I think her doing the research and, me feeling a little self-conscious or kind of knowing what's happening, to my body and my hair, got me thinking into that, and Courtney knowing how that makes me feel too, kind of pushed and started talking a little bit more around hair transplants and whatnot. And so I think as I started to do research, as she got more involved, I got more involved into that as well. And so that got me kind of thinking and leaning in some of that direction as well. But I think your mommy makeover is really kind of what kicked this off.
Yes. So my procedure that I want done includes liposuction 360, because if you just do a tummy tuck, you won't have the contouring that you want, the smaller waist, that type of thing, and that's important to me. So doing the lipo 360 with the tummy tuck, a breast lift, and there's two other procedures, maybe just one of them that I'm doing, or maybe neither. But this is part of why I chose my doctor too. He said he really wanted to make the decision when he saw me.
In this episode, we're going to break down again kind of why Turkey, how we found these clinics and doctors, what this process was, and I think we'll also cover some like green and red flags as a part of this, because there were some as we move through this,
And
as we
this
go through.
we didn't get paid to do this. The doctors
no, if you want
aren't
to,
giving us a discount for
like
doing
to.
this. I don't even know that they know that we're doing this, but on our final day consultation, I'm going to ask you
they
to
don't
do
know
some
we're
video.
doing this.
Yeah,
okay.
Our doctors don't know they know we're doing the procedure. They just don't know we're talking about them on the internet. And we will release the information of who our doctors are. I think we're going to do that a little bit later, after making sure that we're 100% go. I know that sounds crazy. We're here. We've booked the flights. We're in the hotel. We're in the country.
We've made a deposit for surgery.
We've made a deposit to do all of these things, but I am a firm advocate of listening to my gut. And so far, it's been nothing but green flags. But if I get there and I feel at all uncomfortable, or that this is not a good choice for us, we will walk away.
Yeah.
So we'll release that information a little bit later.
As McConaughey would say, we got a lot of green lights.
We got green lights.
Why Turkey, right? These are specialists, as Courtney was talking about. They don't have this script of surgeries that they do. So she's seeing a specialist for specifically what she wants to get after. I'm seeing a specialist on specifically what I want to get after. From that standpoint, I think that was important to us.
And we keep saying that, the clinic. So the way we chose our doctor, obviously they have a system of doctors, a clinic that they work for, but all of our procedures will be done in a hospital.
Yes.
And then recovery in
it's like a medical hospital.
Medical hotel. Yeah.
Medical hotel. Yeah, thank you.
But the clinics are impressive. They're like, we'll be able to tell you soon in person, but all the research we've done, video conferencing we've done, they're super clean, they're modern, they're beautiful, they're accredited. By the way, that's one of the things we look for was accreditation. It's literally built around international patient profiles. This is what they do. This is what, you're not just booking a surgery with somebody you like, you're booking this full experience. Because if you know, in the US, like when I had my surgery in 2019, my husband took me to the surgical center. My husband took me home the same day. The next day, we had to somehow climb into the back of a truck, lay down flat because I couldn't sit on my butt.
The back seat of the truck.
The back of the truck. And he had to drive me back to the doctor for the 24-hour post-op and then back home. It was a miserable experience. It wasn't considered safe. And so here, it's literally this full experience. You're getting airport pickup, which is what we already got. We get a hotel stay, which through medical, the nurses are there. They're taking care of all the treatment. Chad's not going to have to do that. They're doing lymphatic drainage massages. This is all included. All of our pre-op is included. All of our aftercare visits are included. So that's a lot. We're getting a lot. And then when Chad saw that, because he's had this experience with my caretaker already once, it was a big deal.
And I think with that, one of the biggest, obviously big factor, right, as a part of this is cost. And I think as we were seeing costs, as I was seeing costs, put me a little bit more at ease. It also kind of raised some questions. I wouldn't say they were red flags, but it raised some questions because you don't always think. I think
cheap surgery is good surgery.
Yeah, we're always attuned to, what does it cost? It's this, so it must be good, right? So when you see the cost or a fraction of the cost, you start to question things a little bit. As an example, right, a hair transplant in the States could be somewhere to high single to teens in cost. here. And for my hair transplant, as well as pre and post-op care, we're a little around 3,000.
3,700 at the discount. I mean, there are different techniques here where it can get quite expensive, yes. But even great like doctors and care, it's just a phenomenal part of the fee. Plus all of your pre-op is included in that, all of your post-care medicines, your first wash. And even if Chad came here on the hairline by himself to get this done, and that's all we were getting done, there's still a hotel stay.
Yes. It's still a 2 to 3 day experience. Care of. Yeah, it's not a
one and done out
the door. Yeah, you still get some care to make sure you're set up on your way out. So all together we'll be in the hospital for 10 days.
Yes.
With your surgery, my surgery.
Yeah, my surgery in the States, if I went in for even just the lipo with the tummy tuck, easily 25 to 35,000. And depending on the surgeon and package here, yeah, that's not included in like the arm lift or the butt lift that I was thinking about doing. But at the same, just the two things that I was talking about, because I've got a quote for like the arms and the lipo and the breast lift and tummy tuck, and we're right at 13,900 if we do everything. There's no way I would get that done in the United States. And the thing to talk about is that it's not, you're getting the same level of safety, equipment, and qualification in surgeons. If in fact I'm going to be in a hospital this time and not a surgical center. Yeah. So that's something to think about. And the hospitals here, no joke, compared to an American hospital, it looks like a hotel. Yeah. Like our rooms, he has a specific place he gets to stay with me there.
And with any surgery, with anything, right, there's risk, but just because the cost is different doesn't mean there's risk, right?
Yes.
It's cheaper because the cost of living here and the medical overhead is lower, right? So that's one of the main reasons why this is. And Turkey really promotes medical tourism, right? The doctors complete offerings, and it's not cut rate quality. This is best in class quality. But this is one thing that they promote as a country, right? To come here and be a part of.
And we haven't, right? Yeah, you did. No, that's actually really great. I was just actually reading. You caught me reading and thinking about what I have to say next.
Better figure it out. Well, it says right here.
What we do know is at the hotel we will be staying at recovering is that's what you're going to notice people walking around all the time, having surgery there. I haven't seen it here, but they talk about the locals all love the tourism that happens from this. So you'll see a lot of people walking around with new hair transplants and recovering from different types of surgery, facelifts. I mean, all of it.
They do it all here. It's in your face. It's just part of the culture. And
they don't hide it. You don't have to hide it here.
Yeah. I was going to hide my transplant, but we're doing these videos, so that's hard.
If you decide you're interested in doing this and you're like, so how do I start? The first thing that I would do is download WhatsApp, because all of your communication is going to go through this app. And I know that sounds so strange because of HIPAA and all of that and the way that works in the US. It's a little bit different here.
On WhatsApp, just not in the States, really.
No, it's not. And it's not how most people communicate in the United States. But that's how they communicate here. And it is a secure channel. All of your information is secured data. You're going to want to download that, because as you start looking into Googling your country that you're interested in getting surgery in, and you find this doctor and you go and you look at his accreditation, you Google that, and then you go on social media and you're like, oh, okay, this looks safe. This doctor looks like talented. This is the look I'm going for, because everybody has a look, and just be honest with yourself, know what you want. And then you're going to be communicating with them with that WhatsApp. And so for us, it felt really weird. The very first doctor I got a message back saying, okay, I need pictures. And I texted back, pictures? Question mark.
They didn't even give you a description of what pictures they needed. Just like, I need pictures.
And we'll go into that later. That's a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah, I need pictures of you, right? And you're just like, this feels weird, and it's also weird, like sending medical history through
an app.
app through
because
WhatsApp.
It's usually through a medical app,
yes.
Or
and this is
doctor signing.
This just feels like conversation.
Yes.
You know, that's how we treat iMessage, right? You're not sending stuff through text typically in the States through that, and especially like personal pictures and those kind of things.
Exactly.
Do you want to talk about pictures?
Yeah, let's talk about naked pictures.
Let's talk about it.
I have never ever taken a naked photo. I barely.
True.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think you took a very shadowed photo one anniversary in New York.
Oh,
in a room like this with some lingerie.
Let's talk about that.
But you couldn't really. It was a shadow body.
Okay,
there was no face.
You don't have to describe more.
I could have been any woman. This was glaringly in the bathroom, topless. I was sweaty. I was shaking. It was the weirdest thing. Like, I couldn't believe I was going to have naked photos on my phone.
She was standing there like this. She was like, and then I was like,
and I had to do
turn.
Yeah. So taking these photos was very strange. But they have to have all these photos at all these angles to give you an accurate quote. Are you a viable candidate? Are you going to need less or more to develop that surgical plan?
Yeah.
So you got to just rip the Band-Aid off. Either take them yourself or have someone in your family take them for you.
And then I took them, and then like, the next day I was going through a photo, and I was like, "Oh, naked photos of my wife. Right? I need to
delete those.
Delete those. I'm gonna." I wasn't really into hair transplant at that time. Wasn't something.
Not as a solve. I think you've been complaining about your.
Well, I've just seen
balding
photos.
area for a while.
I think seeing photos, and friends, family, and stuff like that, making comments. I mean, I definitely, my foreheads and turned into a 5 head, into a 6 head, whatever. And I don't think that bothered me as much, but definitely, as the sand dune is cresting and growing in the back, and I think as you started doing research and you're like, hey, this clinic does do this, and talked about those pieces, and you did some research for me just to get me started.
I think the hard part is that vanity part aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this earlier in the video. It's like, I'm vain where I don't want to lose my hair, but I'm also vain where I don't want people to know
that you've had a hair, because there's a process, a healing process. And I'm an open book.
Yes, you are. And interestingly enough, and I feel like I'm an open book, except when it comes I don't know why hair feels so weird.
You've never had a procedure like this done.
And what's helped me is I've talked to a couple of guys now in the last 30, 45 days. Yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, I looked into this, or I've thought about that, or no way.
Well, as soon as they heard turkey,
that's true. They said to you, one or two were just like, oh, I've looked
into getting a hair transplant before you ever came clean.
And that kind of helped me. I was just like, all right, I'm not alone. It feels, because I think guys, we internalize everything. We're like, we don't want to tell anybody, And so I think it felt good to kind of have friends talk about it. They've done research, looked into it, and that kind of stuff. So I think
which is the positive part of doing this.
Yeah, I think that helped me kind of navigate through this. So, as we do more videos and you see that, be gentle, sensitive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You are sensitive.
Yeah, I know.
Part of what we looked for was an English-speaking coordinator. Ours has been incredible. Responds very quickly to every message that we send, has been present for every interview with the doctor, every FaceTime with the doctor. And the doctor speaks pretty good English, understanding how quickly we all talk, and our accents and stuff can be tough for him. So she's really there for him to translate our English to him a little bit better, because he speaks it very well. Having that real transparency that you're going to have English speaking nurses in the room, they really set it up, or what I looked for to be comfortable is to really have a little bit of that integration of English speaking somewhere, so that I knew that I was being completely understood and that I was completely understanding them. Let's talk about red flags, because there are a lot of them. If you're thinking about coming here or anywhere for medical tourism, the hard part for anybody starting to do any kind of elective surgery is you really, really have to be patient and do a lot of your own work by looking at where they got their schooling and their license from. Are they accredited in the U.S. board certified?
Yes,
Are
right.
they, what is the clinic? Are you getting your surgery in a hospital? You need to look at all the things. So we're going to kind of go through some of that.
Yeah. And I think we definitely saw some sketchy stuff as a part of that. And I think you were going to talk a little bit around like price.
You don't go for the cheapest doctor. That's not how you choose plastic surgery. And I know that sounds counterproductive because we're coming here to save money.
Even in the med spa
But for
industry,
the standards of Turkey, this is still very expensive surgery
Yeah.
because people here don't make what we make in America. So this is the price for this surgery is even if they wanted to get this surgery.
Right.
It just seems less expensive because of the conversion of the dollar to the Turkish lira. So I just want to say the people who got back to me on quotes and they were willing to negotiate price down, 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 I just stopped talking to.
Yeah. At some point, it wasn't about price anymore. It was really about
quality,
connection.
Finding the balance.
Finding the balance. And I think as you were getting into this, and then I was researching what you were researching, as we go through, like you get on, social media, because that's a lot of how they share their work.
Oh,
right? Through
yes.
social media, and you get on
which
there,
can be fake.
Yes, and I think that's what kind of scared me a little. Right? Is they're kind of nobody's going to post their bad stuff or hear about those things, right? And so I think as they're posting their surgeries, it's like these nonstop, little reels and things like that,
clips with great music,
yeah,
and the
good
doctor
music and stuff.
and it's
I don't know. At
there's
first, I
no
was just
education.
kind of, at first I was like,
and I also don't think the doctors that are on here talking a ton. When I would rather a doctor be good at the surgery than be a social media star. So it was more about their work that I was interested in. So if all you're seeing on their social media is like flashy, crazy results that don't seem real, or it's not the body you want. It's not it's not the hairline that you're looking for. It looks too perfect, and you're wanting something a little more authentic, or they're really specialized in being very augmented, and you don't really want fake boobs or a fake butt, and that's what he specializes. So make sure that the body that you're looking at, that you've seen them.
Well, and I think
all the stages.
And I think too, what was important, right, and is meeting people.
Yes.
Right? Being able to set up a FaceTime call or a Zoom call, right? You're not just talking to the coordinator the whole time. You can get FaceTime with the doctor, right? And the doctor.
It's the same doctor that you saw in the photos.
Yes, but making sure it's a real person. He knows what he's talking about. You can ask questions directly to the doctor, not just the coordinator. When you couldn't do that, right? The ones that were like, oh, there's no calls, right? You fly here, you meet the doctor, right? And that's not what we want to. That's not what we want to do. So those are red flags that we went through, and so I think those things were red flags to us, where the doctor wasn't accessible. It was just a coordinator that we were chatting with.
Yes, I would say also any procedure not done in a hospital. I think the level of calm and it's just like another added layer when you travel out of the country to know you're in a hospital.
Yeah.
And not you already don't know where you're at. You don't speak the language. The last thing you want to do is be in some clinic somewhere and something bad go down, and then you don't know where the hospital is, and Chad's trying to get to a hospital because I'm not doing great. We're already there.
I mean, I struggled ordering breakfast this morning and ended up ordering for like 4 people. Imagine you don't want that in surgery.
Yeah. So just having that level of accreditation and care and backup if you need it is, I think, a huge green flag. So if they don't have that and you're looking at what looks like a med spa and that's where you're going to have surgery, as nice as it may be, I think that's a red flag that you're not going to be in a hospital. Or for us, it was a red flag.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there was a lot of little red flags along the way, but I think what we described is probably the biggest red flags that we started with. I mean, green flag it up.
Green flag. Best clinics that we talked to, there were 2 that were really fabulous, I think, maybe 3. They had everything we saw. There was educational posts, there were recovery centers, and a lot of openness about where you would be recovering. You got to see on their social media, you got to see work that was in progress or right after the work was done. You got to see their work 6 months down the road, like repictured. I looked at people that they had done work on their social media and listened to them talk about their experience. And if you can't find that, if that's not a talent of yours, is to sleuth through other people's social media accounts, you can actually ask the doctors for people that they've worked on that have said, okay, yes, people can look at my account, like made it public, and they will speak to you. So I had all of that so that it was all transparent. It was consistent. The doctor that was in the photos is the doctor that I talked to. The girl in the photos is the girl I talked to. You know, everything was very professional.
I also think what was important too is the credentials, right? You can Google doctors here. You can find out what education they have, where they've been, what they've done, and see where they've been trained and whatnot. And I know that was important to you.
How long they've been practicing medicine and doing what they do. Yeah.
So I think those also, that aspect I know too for both of us was important.
And the coordinators, the good ones are worth gold. So I had coordinators who didn't get back to me very quickly, and we made this decision very fast, and time was an issue. We weren't planning this 6 months down the road to a year down the road where we could take our time. We were asking a lot of questions and we wanted a lot of answers, and we wanted it quickly.
Ever.
So if they can answer your questions quickly and they answer your questions with even more information than what you asked for, they don't sell you, they inform you, they educate you, they explain, they guide, and there's no pressure.
I mean, even when we landed and the car picked us up at the airport at Istanbul, we're halfway to our hotel.
Well, no, even when we landed, our coordinator was already reaching out to me.
That's
saying,
right. You were.
Hi, it looks like you guys already followed our flight. Looks like you guys landed. How was your flight? Are you headed down? Your driver's waiting for you. Just let me know when you're headed down. I was like, oh, well, we ended up last minute checking a bag. And she's like, okay, just let me know and I'll coordinate with the driver to meet you exactly where you need to be. And so he was actually, I think, shocked at how on top of it they were.
Yes.
From the moment we landed.
And even we're in the car at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And she calls in the car over the speaker, and the guy puts the speaker on, and she's like, "Hello, Courtney. How is everything?" And I was just like, "Dang, like okay."
Yeah.
Like,
want to know how we were feeling.
7:00 at night, checking this out.
We are a different type of case for them. Normally, they're flying somebody in. You stay at the medical hotel one night. The next day, you go to the hospital. You do your consult. Your pre-op. If everything's good, you do your surgery. You're there for 2 nights, and then you're back at the medical hospital for 10 days for my procedure. It's a little different for hair transplant. But we're not doing that. We're being visitors first.
Yeah, we're tourists for a week and a half,
10 days.
Almost 2 weeks, yep.
So they still did the transport for us to our hotel. Now we will be getting ourselves to the hospital on the 16th on our own. And then we'll stay at the hospital for 2 nights, and then they'll transport us to the medical hotel. And then from the medical hotel, instead of to the airport, which is normal, they will be taking us to our Airbnb. So these are all green flags for me.
Yeah, we're here for another 6 weeks.
So they weren't like, no, if you don't do this, then it's not included.
Right.
It's like, no, you get the transport. Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
And so that was a green flag, honestly. They worked with our schedule and what we wanted to do here.
Yeah, it's very, very flexible. I still want us to have a great experience.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna come all this way to Turkey, I would highly recommend, if you could do it and you have the time in your schedule, is to book that extra time to see the city.
Yeah. And again, I had some questions as we're getting closer too, and so they were like, "Hey, great, Monday we'll set up, we'll contact you on Monday, set up a FaceTime call, get your questions answered and stuff like that." So again, very, very flexible, very responsive, going with the flow a little bit, as we're getting here and maybe asking some questions as well, which has been really good.
And at the end of the day, I think the thing to consider most is that this is not a handbag you're buying, it's your body, it's your face, it's your hair, it's your life at the end of the day. So don't be wooed by personality. It's a bonus. Like the fact that I liked my doctor, bonus. The fact that I liked the coordinator, bonus. I've been in this business and I've worked for 2 different plastic surgeons, and one had a great bedside manner, one was a little bit different. Go for talent. At the end of the day, I would rather have the surgeon who is an artist and a genius with a knife and stitches and technique than have a really nice guy and have issues.
Not as gifted. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed. And I think you've got both in what you're looking so far.
So far,
you've got
like
both
online.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, I didn't look up the doctor and like the doctor. I found the bodies that I admired and wanted in the and found out who that doctor was doing that work. And then it was a bonus that, hey, that they were green flags from there. So making sure you get that combination, if that's important to you, do it, but make sure that your doctor can do the work that you want.
And I think we've chatted a little bit through costs. I think those are our green flags that we've hit. Mm-hmm. We've kind of chatted through a little bit of cost, but we want to expand upon cost a little and kind of what's next.
Yeah, like what's really included.
Yeah. To reiterate, this is total package, right?
Total package.
When we say cost and everything she's going to outline, that is everything. When you said 13,900, I know that's including the things you're still thinking about. But let's just say you're doing everything that you've talked about, right? Mm-hmm. So tummy tuck, boob lift, lipo,
and that included arms.
And that includes arms, like those things there. Mm-hmm. Let's 13,900.
Yes.
Right. So you're getting
I get all of that.
Yeah, you're getting all of that, and
you get picked up at the airport.
All for 13,900.
You get transport and 1-night stay at the medical hotel that you'll end up recovering from. You get transferred from that hotel to the hospital. All of your pre-op work, so all your blood work, all of that gets done in that cost. The surgery fees, all of the hospital stay fees.
The 10-day hospital stay, or
2-day hospital stay, and then the 10-day hotel recovery, which includes lymphatic drainage, round-the-clock nurse care. Oh, by the way, our clinic doesn't just take care of you in the medical hotel. You have in the hospital for those 2 days, you're going to have hospital staff taking care of you, but you will also we have our medical clinic nurses will be coming in and checking and changing our bandages and stuff themselves, because it's that personalized of care. So that's already included in that price. All that transportation, all of your lymphatic drainage. The only thing not included is, for me, is your post-op medications, because that varies per person and per need. So because they don't know what those needs will be or what you're going to need, that's going to vary. But the highest that it will be, they said, would be 500. So it's probably going to be even less than that, because I'm not big on medication.
Well, and all of that costs, all those things, that's me also tagging along. So if I wasn't doing any hair transplant, just to me, I'm in the room with you.
Oh, right? Yeah, so that includes his stay too.
That includes my stay as well. Like there's space for me
in both the hospital and in the hotel.
Yep.
Yes, and you're part of the transport.
Yes.
Complimentary transport. Okay. We do have to buy your own airline tickets. And then if you want to stay before or after, obviously those stays you would have to come out of your pocket as well. And then yours is just a little bit different.
Yeah. I mean, I think for my 3,700, right?
It would have been 4,700.
It would have been 47, but we're getting a discount because of your, our package.
I'm already there for 10 days at the hotel. So they're not going to have to, his stay at that hotel is null and void, because he's going to be staying with me.
Yeah. And we'll stay in the same room.
Yeah.
Right. My recovery will happen at the same place. We're doing this through the same clinic.
Yes.
So, all kind of shared resources there from that standpoint. So, in my typical, if I was doing this on my own and just flying in, this is typically, fly in, do your consult, have your procedure, and then you're flying back like 2 days later.
Yes.
From that standpoint. So typically your 4,700 has all of that in there,
included.
Right? Your kind of 3-day
and
experience.
your post-op care is included.
And your post-op care.
And that's your hair care products, your first wash, all of that. And yours includes PRP, laser treatment, red light therapy. So for your hair growth.
And I think what's cool is, obviously we'll have that 10 days and then we go to the Airbnb and then we're healing in Istanbul, right?
We're going to film all of this. We're going to film we're going to film every day of healing. So we're going to have like a little medical playlist where you can see and be very transparent and vulnerable. I think I'm a little worried about that. He's a little bit worried about that. Like, what is that going to look like? And, but I think us sharing it maybe doesn't make it so scary for the next person.
No, it's pretty scary. Yeah. I think so. So it'll definitely be interesting sharing this. I think
but
because you've been in the med spa stuff, you've got your face lasered off, went back to work the next day,
and people are booking the same laser because they want it.
And women are like, "Oh my gosh, your skin's always great. What do you do?"
You're not in any pain. No.
I'm like,
I look funny, but I'm not in any pain.
Yeah, it looks like somebody punched you in the face 100 times, and they're just like, "Oh, I want more of that." Just like, what is happening?
But then you get this, and beauty is pain.
You've always had this. You've been a 10. No. So it's been fun.
Also, like, we're gonna, ask you to subscribe and like, to follow if this is your thing. This is what you want to know more about. And that way we can tell you all the stuff that nobody tells you.
That's right.
All the dirty details.
Dirty details, naked pictures. Let's go.
No naked pictures.
Well, no, we're not sending naked pictures.
Oh.
I mean, I have them on my phone, but
gosh. Okay, well, I'll keep you updated on my belly button journey.
I'll keep you updated on my hair journey.
Priorities.
There we go. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm sure we, disclaimer at the end of this, I'm sure we probably left something out or maybe misquoted something, here and there.
And we're not medical professionals. We don't have
exactly.
licensing.
So
we're real people doing real shit.
Okay. Tell the people. So again, more to come, and that we'll fill in the blanks. If you have questions or you want to correct us along the way,
or if this is your first video, because we're new to YouTube and this is your first video, go back and watch like who we are.
Yes.
Also, every night we do. We used to call it
bedtime confessions.
Now we're calling it Unpacking at Night.
Yeah.
But
follow along daily.
Yeah, you can get all the deets on Istanbul and how tired we are and what all we did in one day.
That's right. Unpacking the bosses, cultures, ourselves, the city, and our surgeries. So welcome along.
Thanks.
See you later.
Like and follow.
Bye. Oh, might as well go.
That was really bad. I think I'm gonna show me